if you're watching this, I need you to, if you can just create your fingers like this, because there's going to be a point. I'm going to have you tell you to bring your three fingers together just like this. Good. And if you did this, that's great. But if you didn't, you're just going to take those three fingers and bring them together like this. Okay. And with this 3-2-1, you'll be able to sit down, take a deep breath, and go through this number sequence, and you'll enter into a nice, deep, relaxed state in which you are more suggestible and you're able to give yourself more positive suggestions. Now, the thing with hedro, excuse me, all of this is what I consider to be hypnosis. Okay. And just to let you know, to demystify that a little bit, hypnosis is not like the stage show you see, right? Hypnosis is something we all experience. And and for an example of that, that is to say that if you've ever been driving in a car and you was listening to radio and you sort of drifted off in your head, you missed your exit, you were in hypnosis. If you're ever in the house going through a bunch of different things before you get ready to leave the house, you're trying to think about multiple things. Did I forget this? What about this? What? And all of a sudden you can't find your keys. They're vanished. And then you look at the next minute, they're like in your hand. That's hypnosis. So hypnosis is a state we go in and out of quite frequently, right? But the thing when we're doing hypnosis and being aware of for ourselves, and we're doing it to ourselves, we have to keep our minds a little bit more aware of what we're doing. So when I'm doing this for you, you're going to be able to easily just drift off and just follow my instructions with your permission. And we'll be able to get you into that state. But when you go to practice this on your own, you're going to want to be a little more organized in your mind and aware of what's happening as far as what you're telling yourself. So that's very important for that piece of information before we get to the 3-2-1. So keep in mind, we're going to need you to understand how to do this, which you've got it. I know you do. And then what I'm going to do is just break down something they call the theory of mind. See, a lot of people will tell you the subconscious this, the subconscious that, the mind this, the mind that, but they're regurgitating information that they haven't deep dived into. A lot of, not everyone. There's many life coaches out here and people in hypnotic modalities that are teaching some amazing, phenomenal information, and they're transforming people's lives, right? But for the sake of what I'm trying to do and what we love to share, not trying because trying is failing with grace, what I am here to do and here to convey to you is I'm going to share with you what they call the theory of mind, and just show you how your mind is set up and structured, and why it may be a little difficult to take things in, and how these things are being processed. And when you have a better understanding of that, it's going to change how you're viewing some of the situations. You're going to even maybe in some situations stop and think, because you'll think about this and go, oh, I see, I get it. That's why that is. And later, if you decide to come work with me, you'll sort of understand what we're setting up for, what we're doing, right? You'll have a good understanding of why you're coming to me and what we're going to do together. I can't change you. I can't fix you. I offer no cures. This is all you're doing. I can assist you in a powerful transformation if you are willing to take the steps to transform, right? But we can work together to communicate with your subconscious information that will stick, and put a program in that you want to be there, that's going to run, right? And that's what we really want to do. So let's just get a little bit into this theory of mind. Okay, here we go, right? And just so you know, the theory of mind here. Now, as you see, we got this circle here, right? And I want you to know this circle is just a representation of your mind. And here's the layout of your mind, okay? When you were born, the first thing that formed was your primitive mind, and that's your fight or flight. Okay, now keep fight and flight is very important, because you're going to show you as we build in here, you're going to see how fight and flight is playing such major roles in many decisions you are making. Okay, now this part of here is our subconscious mind. Okay, now our subconscious mind, this is where when we're little, it comes in like this is our knowns and unknowns. And let me explain a little that means. When you're little, when you get a hug and it feels warm, you make a positive association with it, right? When you're little and a dog barks at you, and you didn't like it, you make a negative association. If something happened to you and you're like, "Meh," right? That's called being indifferent. You don't feel one way or another about it, right? So this is what we now a lot of us have dealt with what we call trauma, right? Meaning this time was being filled up with a lot of information that probably wasn't the best for our well-being. See? Okay. So now notice, right? So we have positive and negative association. And now that's going to associate as pleasure and pain. Now, the interesting thing about pleasure and pain in the subconscious mind is not the same as to the conscious mind. So just keep this in mind. When you see the term pain and you refer to your subconscious, it means the unknown, right? So if you have a habit that you associate, be it smoking, drinking, eating, right? Whatever the association is, right? And you now want to change it, but there's a familiar thing with it, it's going to be more difficult for you to just make that change, right?